What up, you amazing people? Today we're going to break down one of my most recent ranked games, and we're going to focus on the things that I think are most important from the very start to the end of a game. First thing will be our drop, where to go and how to get there. To start this game, I was looking up NPC locations and was going to drop on the Scanbot by Grand Glacier until I saw how close it was to the bus path. So I opted for my classy quartz drop, which is really the unnamed vault POI located right northeast of it. It's far off the bus path, which means a less contested POI. In pubs, I like action. In ranked, I like a more safe drop so I can loot up and really try my best to get to the end game, as I'm much more going for the win and not necessarily interested in fast-paced gameplay like I do in pubs. So we drop in, loot up, kill the boss, and head down for the vault. We get lucky and find a gold sniper with a good scope on it, and then we notice someone flying in. My camera is kind of blocking the visual audio indicator, but if you look in that general direction, you would have seen them dropping in. I immediately take cover behind the vault door, as that's the safest location overall when you think you're about to get jumped. I notice the player starts to loot, so I go back to looting myself. I heal up 5 HP on my shield, and then realize that that's going to give away my position through visual effects, which is fine as it's going to draw in the opponent and allow this fight to happen more or less on my terms. Now, huge play here, and this is the only reason why I survived. I come out of the vault preemptively to surprise them with my positioning. They're likely expecting me to be in my initial position of behind the door or camping around the corner. When they drop down and I'm right in their face with the auto shotty, it's kind of a done deal, and they try to get away but don't get very far. Repositioning myself to a place where they just don't expect is absolutely what gained me enough advantage here to not get hit with the clingers, which would have done massive damage. We run up the mountainside and take the launch pad down to Classy now that we've cleared our POI. This is a great rotate as there's usually a player or two left and a lot of loot that we can pick up. We run into this building and I hear footsteps coming from above. With no visual audio, I know the player has to be crouch walking, as that's the only thing that makes this sound in the game. We jump up and find them immediately, getting into a 50-50 with the auto shotty and luckily coming out on top, as we really had no advantage going into that fight, other than the knowledge of where our opponent was and the fact that they probably didn't know how loud they were being. Now, the rest of the time we spend at this POI is just looting, which is why I sped it up. It's very important to take the time early game to try and find exactly what you need, as this is the stage of the match that will be setting you up for your endgame victory potential. It can be boring, it can be more fun to try and go get more kills, but I recommend taking your time and making sure you have everything you want before moving on or exhausting all your looting options. Here we are lucky enough to come away with our entire loadout. 6 shocks, full fizz, and 6 EMPs. We'll just go with the shotty sniper the whole game. We grab a car and head over to the forecast tower by Reckless. As always, go to the control panel and spam the use button to get the boss to start shooting at you. Luckily, here we have a sniper, as it is the fastest way to clear out the boss and his 2 henchmen. 1 headshot will do, aiming from one target to the next between the delay of each shot. Once the bots are down, I then drop my healing item and go get the keycard. I do this afterward because if I get jumped while handling the boss, I don't want to have to reposition and potentially lose an item. While the risk of being third party is always around, it's lower after the bots are defeated. I go get the keycard and hear someone gliding in, and I'm able to hit one of the best headshots I've gotten this season. Little luck, but we just knew that they wanted high ground, so the path was clear to us, which made for an easier shot. If we miss/body shot them, I would have just gone for a shockwave/EMP play and finished them off with the auto frenzy after that. From there, we head over to Reckless, where the boss has already been cleared and the medallion player was on the move. We track them to the ruins on the edge of the POI and notice that it's a sniper versus sniper fight. Not my preferred situation, but if I am going to play it, I want to do it in close range where I feel most comfortable. This puts shockwave EMP on the table as a play at any given point if I decide I need to go that route. Just as a note, I try my best to avoid using my resources whenever I can. You can carry 6 shocks, 6 EMPs, but 50 sniper bullets and 500 AR bullets when I use those weapons. I do my best to use bullets first and foremost, as they are the most plentiful resource we have. A couple of body shots later and we have a medallion. We loot up as quickly as possible and head for the island so I can mod my weapons, as I haven't had a chance to do that yet. I almost always prefer to rift onto the island unless I'm around when it just spawns in and can be pretty sure no one is already up top, in which case I will zipline up to avoid causing so much noise. I like to glide around the island for a moment to scope out the situation, see if I can find any footsteps or anyone capping the flag. Pretty clear, so we run in to mod our weapons. On our frenzy auto, we really only care about getting the speed mag and laser sight on it. With the sniper, I'm happy with the 4x scope and speed mag that we already have, but I do want to put an angled foregrip on it, as ADSing quicker is very important here. I capture the point because I want to heal up to 100 shield without using any more of my fizz. This luckily grants us an additional benefit, as it marks a player who is trying to come and take what is ours with the scan ping. We did see them flying through the visual audio and heard a rift, but the wall hack really came in clutch here. It allowed me to identify that I'm in perfect shockwave/EMP range, and I decided to go for that play. This player is quick to react and realizes that they're doomed if they fight, so they go for a reposition. Unfortunately for them, I'm getting better at switching on this new controller and was able to get the quick snipe out. I think the angled foregrip actually made the difference in that kill happening or not. Jumping ahead slightly, we are in the next zone and it's in the end game. We are up in this hill trying to scope out anyone near. We see this player running up the hill and I'm able to get a body shot on them, but just as I'm getting better, I still do mess up, and I chose to include this part to show why I was so low in white health for the rest of the game. I opt not to heal up to 100 shield immediately, as I can currently get 60 for free, and with 50 overshield and 26 health, I'm at 136 total health, which means if I get body shot by a gold sniper, I will still live, and if I get headshot, I would have died anyway. I see these two players fighting, and I go in to hard scope on them. I wait till one dies so I can fire on the next. My goal isn't just to get a kill here, it's to take as many players out of the lobby as possible. So if I let one of these two players kill the other, and I clean up the winner, that works for me, as killing both will be very hard given the time between shots and the likelihood of a reposition from the remaining player. We end up getting a reset of the situation as this Beerus comes in for the third party. Luckily, we get the cleanup kill on them, and we are down to 4 players left. I see footsteps immediately after, which puts me on high alert, and then we hear a grapple blade, which tells me it's time to go. We run to the car and boost off the hill because I do need to heal and I would like a reset. We still have 6 shocks, 6 EMPs, and 50 extra fizz if we heal up to full shield, so we can absolutely retake this if we wanted to later. We speed up and we try to find a place to heal, noticing that the storm is coming in and our vehicle is quite busted up. I opt to switch rides and heal off in the passenger seat. I see some action on the other side of the zone, so I move my way over there. I see this one dude by the tree, and he must have been low health already because this was an easy snipe plus 1 tap with the frenzy, and that brings us down to a 1v1. Luckily, it doesn't take long for the last player to start shooting at me, which is great because the longer I have to look for the last player, the worse my odds tend to get, as I'm the kind of player who seems to run around trying to find them only to get shot in the back at some point because they're just chilling somewhere. So my only focus at this point is to play zone and find cover. I have the resources needed to take any high ground left in the game, so I'm really not worried about that. Plus my snipes have felt good this game, so I may be able to end it with just that. So I don't want to push too fast, I want to play it smart. Opponent plays a bunker on top of the hill, and I just look for any kind of sniper opening I can find. However, the zone is moving soon, and this player will be forced to rotate. I take one conscious, deep breath, and I once again go to playing zone first and then finding cover behind this very conveniently placed rock. We wait till they're forced to move and land a body shot on them. They bunk up, and it's time for us to go in for a shockwave EMP play to finish it off. However, with these freeze in play, I actually get a really bad outcome. I hit one EMP dead on, one hits a tree branch, and then my second shockwave up, I hit another tree branch, EMPing myself in the process, down to an HP disadvantage. I end up getting lucky, and their shots are bad, and we win the game. Obviously could have gone a lot different here. We had 2 late game kills that were very sloppy, but that can be worked on, and I've been much more careful around trees since then. But that will do it for us today, everyone. Thanks so much for watching, and of course a huge thank you to all the incredible support you've all shown us on the channel lately. It means the absolute world to us. To those of you who've been here from the beginning and those of you who are just joining us recently, we really appreciate it. Please consider commenting, liking, and subbing if you enjoyed, share with a friend to help us grow, and turn on notifications or join our Discord, link is in the description, to know whenever we go live here on YouTube, which is almost every day. And we'll continue to post new videos every Monday at the least. Thank you, love you all, and we'll see you on the next one.